I ask, what has changed after it has been exactly a year? One full year. What change has there been in banning or eliminating or having some different rules and regulation in place regarding these pit bulls or bully breeds? It has been exactly a year that, you know, we were that we first heard of the tragic ending to two children because their parents their 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 parents, thought it was a great idea, a bright idea to have their children live in the same household as with dogs, with two pit bulls, bully breeds. And just like that, lives were gone. Two lives, two young lives, children, babies. They're babies who did not get a chance to live, and they could have they could have had a chance to live, but but they can't because their parents, their own flesh and blood, pretty much, you know, cut their lives short because they thought it was a great idea to allow themselves and their children to live in the same household as not just one but two pit bulls. And as you can see, they even referred to them as house lions. And a year later, exactly a year later, on this date, October the 5th, no change, no banning of these things, these pit bulls, no elimination of pit bulls, no other, not even rules and regulations have been put in place to keep people safe, the children safe, or even to keep pit bulls into responsible ownership hands, if that makes sense. They didn't even flinch and say, "Hey, I think we need to put these pit bulls into people that are responsible, that are going to train these things proper so they don't kill someone." Not even they couldn't even do that. They can't even do that. But instead, but instead, pit bulls, bully breeds, dogs in general, are still allowed to live amongst our communities, neighbors, homes, and still to this day, there has been countless pit bull attacks. It's not like this was the only one within this year, within this time. No, there has been countless more pit bull attacks after this, before this, still going on, and again, nothing has been done. What are they waiting for? What is the agenda? What's going on here that they can't even put better rules or something? Again, I'm all for eliminating these things. I'm all for banning them. But if they can't do either of those two, why don't they at least put in better, proper rules and regulation? At least do something. Pretend you're doing something. But no, they've done absolutely nothing. This whole entire time, they've done nothing. And more children and babies have been killed by dogs, generally speaking. Killed by dogs, generally speaking. And especially the pit nutters, the pit tards, they want us to just ignore it. Ignore the maulings of people by these dogs. Just ignore it. Like it has never happened. This is what they want. They want us to ignore it. Pretend it didn't happen. And just keep going on with our lives and allowing these things, these nasty, ugly ass dogs, to live among us. And the fact is that you don't have to be living in the same home to be affected by these things. You don't have to be living in the same home to be affected by pit bulls. You can live 10 blocks away from these things. And these things, somehow they escape through fences. They escape through windows or whatever. They bite through doors. 10 blocks down the road, you're minding your own business. Not you think there's no pit bulls in your area, then out of nowhere this one comes 10 blocks and attacks and kills you. And the pit bull advocates and experts and pit tards and bully tards, they just want us to ignore it and to repeat the same nonsense and to carry on with their lives after people have been killed by these things. But at least if these pit tards at least acknowledged what their beloved worthless dogs have done and can at least sympathize with the victim, can at least say, hey, I hope that doesn't happen to my dog. I hope my dog doesn't attack this person, doesn't attack someone. But no, they don't even do that. They don't learn from others' mistakes. They don't learn from their fellow dog nuts or pit nuts' mistakes. They don't care, because as long as it's not their worthless mutt or another worthless mutt getting shot and killed, they don't care. They don't care. They really don't care. And I just wish they could just admit it and say, hey, we don't care that two children were mauled by a pit bull. We only care about the pit bull. At least be honest. I like when people are honest with themselves. Just be honest. You don't care. You don't. Your actions and your words you say on the internet and various places, it says that you don't care about the victims. You don't care about people in your neighborhood. You don't care. Uh, and what I guess, heard or whatever, not even the mother that lived, the mother that survived, has not said anything, as far as I know, has not said anything against these pit bulls or dogs. Maybe she has somewhere. But after a year, I have not heard a peep about the mother or the douchebag father about this. One year, nothing has changed. November the 6th, 2023. Remember the 6th of November. Last couple years I did it November, the 5th of November, just because of the, I guess, you know, the movie. It kind of went with it, with the 5th of November. It was kind of catchy. But this November the 6th, it's going to be on the 6th now because I like the number 6. The 6, it's not just a number, but it's a symbol. I'm not going to get too much into it, but it's a symbol of I think, completion. A symbol of also of decrease. If you look at a 6, it is a spiral that is going down. And you look at a 9, usually the 9, if it's a curl, it's a spiral going up. But the 6 fits in this on this day where we remember, the victims past, present, and even for the future, where we remember the victims that have lost their lives. Not even those that lost their lives, that have been injured by a dog. And I'm always saying this. I don't know how I survived without getting attacked by a dog. Don't know how throughout the years. I don't know how. I've never been attacked, but there was a few close calls here and there, but never bitten, never attacked. I was only a child, in Toronto. Was it 2005? 2004? Where there was a surge of pit bull attacks, and I'm grateful that I wasn't attacked. But I think if there is a so-called God or a creator or something out there, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. To be I want to sound corny or cliche or smushy or whatever, but to be able to speak up, to be a voice, for the victims, for the children, the babies, grown-ups that have lost their lives because of a dog. And I'm not talking about owners that lost their dog by a dog. I don't care for them. I care about the innocents that have nothing to do with dogs that were attacked and killed by a dog. The children, the babies. And on November the 6th, we're just gonna. It's a tribute day. It's a tribute day for those victims. Unlike in the world, instead of doing that, they have awareness days. They just say dog bite awareness, pit bull awareness, but you got to do more. I'm already putting in the work and helping to make people aware. But I think we got to remember the victims, and if we remember the victims, I think people will start thinking, hey, this is tragic. It's about the victims that lost their lives. And we shouldn't be putting these dogs before them. And then just maybe we can abolish this dog culture. Like for good. Because it's the victims that matter. It's the lives that these dogs have ruined. Dogs, something that, all this, it's like it can be prevented by not owning a dog, not having a dog in the area. All this could be prevented. But they choose to have these things. And many people are hurt and are killed. And a lot of them are manipulated into not hating dogs. And, the media, everywhere you go, it's pro-dog. So the victims, even people who are not victims that hate dogs, etc. They need a voice. Again, I'm not saying I'm the go-to guy. I'm not trying to be a leader or I'm right. I'm a dog hating guru. No, I'm just me. I'm on my own little island, and I'm good with that. But I gotta still give my respects, regards to the victims. To those that have been hurt, that are about to get hurt, someone has to speak up in various ways. And on November the 6th, 2023, I guess so you can say it's going to be the third annual day where, we take time to remember each and every victim that has been killed or attacked. Even those that have not been killed or attacked, but those people, some teenagers are living with dogs that don't like dogs. There are people that are living with dogs and they don't like dogs and they can't leave for whatever reason. Those that are living in fear of dogs, those that are living in reservation and they're stray dogs. In countries in Asia or Europe where there's stray dogs all over, people are being terrified. This is going to be for them so we can remember. And not just remember, but also take action. And the main action that we need to do, three things. There's three things that that just needs to happen. That's 1, hating dogs. 2, banning them. And 3, eliminating them. You do that, and I think everything else will be all right. You can start going to the park. You can walk on the street without seeing these stray dogs. No more dog attacks. No more dog crap. None. No more dog problems. It would be all over because every single dog would have been banned and eliminated from the face of the earth. This is Gore the Dog Butcher, another Worthless Mutts, and remember, it's okay to hate dogs.